Hi everyone. In this micro lecture, we begin Learning Module 2, which focuses on the communication process and the writing process. Click on Modules in the course menu, scroll down to LM2. Be sure to view the lecture notes and the Chapter 2 PowerPoint before you do the note-taking assignment and the Chapter 2 quiz. Now, click on Lecture Notes. And then click on Communication Process. Figure 2.1 in your textbook shows a variation of this diagram. Chapter 2 starts by discussing the communication process, which is simply the transmission of information from the sender to the receiver. That's communication. It doesn't mean that it's good communication. It just means communication has occurred. Here are the basic steps. 1, the sender gets an idea. Somehow, some stimuli, whether internal, such as a smell, or external, such as reading a memo or something in a textbook, cause the sender to think, for example, I need to send Joe a message. The sender then encodes that idea. That is, the sender takes their idea and turns it into symbols. If the message is going to be verbal, either spoken or written, those symbols are words. If nonverbal, those symbols are gestures, such as waving the hand. The sender then selects a channel and a medium and transmits the message. A channel, somewhat different than what the book says, is simply verbal or nonverbal. Verbal is written or spoken, nonverbal without words. The medium would be the form of the message, such as a memo or a letter, or a phone call, or a nod of the head, or some other gesture. The channel and medium depends on the situation, things such as how the audience or receiver will receive the message. How quickly do you need the receiver to receive the message? Is sensitive material included? Social security numbers or passwords or things like that. Okay? 3, transmit the message. 4, the receiver then decodes the message. The receiver hears, reads, or sees the message and translates or interprets the symbols, the words, gestures, into meaning. Next, the receiver will then encode a new message in the form of feedback and return it to the sender, who must then decode it. This feedback hopefully will indicate that the receiver understood the sender's message correctly. But we could see potential problems. Look more closely at the diagram. The challenge is these squiggly lines. They represent noise, static, and barriers to communication. This can be internal noise, such as our stomachs growling or our brains being bombarded by thousands of inputs every second. It could be external noise, real noise, such as a loud air conditioner or a loud crowd of people. It could also be the barriers mentioned in Chapter 1, including language and cultural barriers. It's your job to understand what the potential barriers will be so you can avoid them before they happen by effectively encoding your message and using the most appropriate channel to transmit it. Now, go to the next micro lecture and start embracing the steps of the writing process, which can help with all aspects of the general communication process.